I literally remember it. It was the day before we walked at graduation, and I made a vine. I made a vine about it. And it was short, 6 seconds, and I remembered I put together a beat, right? A little like...
Of course you did.
And I said like a rhyme over it. I was like, I left moldy cheese and bread inside my locker. From now on, I'll no longer have to see John Gawker. And I flipped off the camera, and I saw him at graduation, and he was like, Mr. Ortega? Like he had seen it. I could tell in his eyes, like that was a man that had just seen that he flipped off the camera.
That I hate him.
He knows that I despise him, and that I left a sandwich in my locker, basically, that they'll have to find.
That's incredible. What if it's still there, like to this day? It's like fucking branched out, like it's growing a consciousness right now.
Yeah.
It's like slowly gonna take over.
Oh my god, all the missing students are actually because of my locker. Hey guys, welcome to episode 57 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast.
I love how deep you got your voice for that. That was incredible.
For some reason, when I speak Spanish, I either go like really high and timid because I'm like unsure, or like radio announcer. Llámame a 222-2222. All the numbers are the same in Spanish.
Dude, I watched a video that was like this like amalgamation of like information, and it was talking about how like most English speakers perceive Spanish and Spanish speakers to be speaking much faster.
Oh, for sure.
Than normal. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because there's more syllables in Spanish to communicate a less amount of information than in English.
Right.
But the way that you present it, the time frame to present that amount of information is exactly the same. Mm-hmm. So like somebody speaking a sentence in English and somebody speaking the same sentence in Spanish will arrive to the end at the same time, but there will be more syllables spoken in Spanish.
That's crazy.
And I was like, wait, that's such like a weird comparison to make, but it's so interesting.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of languages like that have like just a ton of syllables.
Yeah.
For like very simple words.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like all Romance languages are basically cursive speaking. Mm-hmm. And that's why like Spanish, is Portuguese a Romance language?
I think
it is. It's like it's in the same area, so
I would assume it is.
Yeah, but it's like there was just like a really interesting video, and I was like, wow,
that's cool.
There was like an idea too that like because Chinese characters are mostly like in blocks formats, that it would be faster to read Chinese characters than it would be to read English. And like the way that it goes.
That's why a lot of most speedrunners put their game language in Japanese.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's
because it takes up less space.
Yeah,
and then get through the cutscenes faster.
Yeah, and there was like walking like in that explanation of it, they were like, well, you would think that, but the human eye, like the human brain, can actually read like 8 letters at a time. Mm-hmm. So it's actually still faster for like somebody to read English because you can comprehend more.
Even though it takes up more space.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was just such like a wild.
Linguistics is so fucking cool,
it's
dude.
So cool. It's like weird how we just fucking developed that as like a species. We were like, wait, we kind of need to do this, and now it just works somehow.
Right.
Weird.
It's crazy. Today's food is sponsored by Merriam-Webster, and it's from this pop-up ghost kitchen called...
What is a ghost kitchen? What does that mean?
It's literally just like... It's one of two things. One, it's either a literal standalone kitchen that's like not its own restaurant that just like makes food for like online only things like Pasquale's, Mr. Beast Burger, all that shit. And they make all that shit and then they just put like it's delivery only. Or in this case, it's an actual restaurant that has its own online only thing, and then they make the food in their restaurant and then the delivery people.
Interesting.
So like this is from hold up. What's it called?
It's like Mr. Toasties.
Yeah, Mr. Toasty's breakfast burrito. Yeah. You're right. Mr. Toasty's breakfast burrito, but in reality it's from a place called Jinkies, which is right down the street.
Oh, okay.
And the only reason I know that is because they forgot to swap out the Jinkies bag. The whole point is that you don't know where it's from I don't know why that's like such a thing, but like they don't want you to know where it's from.
It's to like bamboozle you
Yeah.
into just like buying something
Yeah,
else.
exactly. Because most of the time they can upcharge or change their prices or whatever from what they are on the normal website or normal restaurant menu, and so they kind of want to shroud that in mystery.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that like a recent
Yeah,
kind of
totally.
thing solely just through like the pandemic and delivery orders?
That's when I started hearing of it. It might not be a new
Okay.
thing, but I'm not sure. I want to say yes because that's the only experience I have with it. But delivery only restaurants, I feel like have been a thing before the pandemic.
Right.
I don't know.
Huh.
It's definitely boomed though in the pandemic. I will say it's all right.
Yeah.
It's an all right breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think there could have been like with the sauce makes it way better.
They could have put like sauce or something inside.
Yeah.
Of it. It's dry.
Yeah, I think it needs like a little bit of like a little pop to it.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's also not spicy.
Yeah.
Like they could have made it spicy.
Which like, yeah, whenever you make anything Mexican of origin, it has to be a little spicy. Like just a
It's
little.
got to be.
Yeah.
Right? Come on. Oh well.
Even me, who like will die if I eat spicy things, it has to be a little bit.
I know. I want to torture myself a little bit. Dude, truly, I don't know what it is. Like, it's gotten worse in the past 6 months, like me not being able to handle spicy shit. Like,
Me too, dude.
it's bad.
Like, I'll get to a point where I'll come home and like lay down in bed, just kind of like in the fetal position. And Megan will ask me like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "My stomach kind of hurts." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Did you eat cheese?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Did you eat anything spicy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I told you not to eat anything spicy." I'm like, "I know."
It's not even like, oh my God, I used to like just wolf down spicy shit. And I still
Yeah.
love the taste. Like, that's the
Yeah, me
that's
too.
the hardest part. Is I love the taste. I love the feeling in my mouth. But something, just my stomach just literally can't do it. Like, if I get
Yeah.
anything above, like, even sometimes a medium. I had Thai food like 2 weeks ago. I got something medium spice, and it fucked me up.
Dude, I used to always get massaman curry with like the like high spice. Always fine. Like 2 years ago, even getting medium will just end me.
Dude.
I like have to get like no spice anymore.
It's
Which
so
makes me sad
sad
because like eating curry when it's like kind of spicy is fine, but
Yeah.
it's not the same, you know?
No, you gotta have that like runny nose.
Yeah, you got to be using your napkin to both wipe your mouth and your nose at the
Yeah,
same time.
and like blot all of the shit off your tongue,
Yeah.
just like this.
I've never seen that happen before, but
Sometimes
I
I
would know.
try to get the oil off of my tongue by like using my. It's crazy. Matt
does it
Stoney.
work? Does it work?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Matt Stoney, are my favorite competitive eater.
What a strange thing to have a favorite for.
I know, and there's really only like 3 people that you could have favorites
Right.
for, because like
It's like Joey Chestnut, that guy.
Joey
and,
Chestnut, Matt Stoney, and whoever the other guy is.
The fuck, is the
Maybe
guy from
2.
Japan?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, what's his name?
Yudo, not Yudo.
Anyway,
Yoshi.
tell us in the comments below who this guy is we're thinking of.
Yeah. Anyways, but it's insane, like, the following he has, first of all, for eating.
Right.
I also watched a video, like, how competitive eaters are, and why they're usually just, like, normal, like, skinny dudes.
Uh-huh.
And, like, you know, what they normally eat otherwise, and it was very interesting. But anyways, his most recent video, he made, like, a big fucking plate of spaghetti, and then poured an entire thing of Da Bomb hot sauce on it. Like, he couldn't do it. I've never seen him not be able to complete a challenge. He couldn't. He
God.
couldn't complete that. He was literally like, his eyes were like red and just like I could see the tears when he would bend down to eat. His eyes would drip. It was disgusting.
He's like eating his own tears.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
It was horrifying.
That's insane.
I think that's
dude.
like the last. Oh no, it's not. It was like the second to last
yeah on
hot ones.
Yeah, because then they went into like the last dab.
Now they have their own shit, which is crazy, dude.
And now
By
he
the
has
way,
a TV show, dude.
I know.
Crazy.
It's why. I mean, truly, who would have thought that could lead to?
That's like the perfect, like, internet celebrity to, like, just massive success pipeline. Like that is the goal, you know?
Yeah,
Like, fucking crazy.
yeah, he's crushing it. Yeah. Anyways, he tried to eat an entire thing of the bomb and just couldn't do it. Which why the fuck would you do that?
On just spaghetti too.
It was just plain spaghetti and like bolognese sauce. But it was like, of course, it was like 5 pounds of spaghetti.
Right.
And I think he got like halfway through it and he couldn't do it. He tapped out.
That's insane.
Which like I would too.
What do you
ever had it?
No. I'm too scared to do it, especially now, like knowing my limits. Mm-hmm. No, that'll fucking kill me. Mm-mm. I will become a bomb.
Literally. Yeah.
I'll blow up and die immediately.
Facts.
Facts.
I tried some in college. I bought a bottle of it, and I challenged my roommates to make a sandwich. We all made a sandwich, and then we put like a little bit of Da Bomb on there. And oh my god, dude, literally, bless you.
Woo.
Wow, that like blew your hair like all.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was like,
that was powerful.
Don't look at that. So sandwich to bomb hot sauce.
I had not eaten all day though, and that was a huge mistake. And dude, I mean, like it was just like a little bit, and I had like half of the sandwich. I couldn't finish, and luckily it was like a Sunday. But like from 3 p.m., like 2 hours after that, once it went through my system, for like the next 4 hours, I'm not even kidding, I couldn't move. I couldn't move. Dude. I was on the toilet. I was just like hanging my head down below my legs like for 4 fucking hours.
Trying to get fucking blood flow into your brain.
It was a horrible experience.
Jesus, dude. How'd the rest of them fare, though?
Just as horribly.
Did you have enough toilets for everybody?
We did have enough toilets for everybody.
Yeah. That would be fucking rough. You're like tagging in and out.
Oh my god.
Toilet seats never cold.
Oh, no. That part sounds nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised heated toilet seats aren't like more of a thing.
They're not accessible. They're so fucking expensive.
Oh, that's actually a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
It's a thing.
Oh, hell yeah. I would, yeah.
But it's a whole separate thing that you have to buy and like detach from your toilet and then like reattach it, hook it up to like power source.
That's too much work.
It's a lot of work. It's not viable.
Especially like if you don't have like plugs in your bathroom. Mm-hmm. Like I have one that's like right next to my sink, which in hindsight doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does make sense for like hair dryers and shit.
Hair dryers and like razors, I guess.
Yeah, but then it's also like, that's an electrical outlet next to all of the water in my apartment. So. Yeah.
Dude, this is completely unrelated. I don't know what the fuck reminded me of it. Just looking at your face right now reminded me. I was going through my Instagram and like archiving all of my old shit because, oh my god, I realized that you could literally scroll back to the beginning of my Instagram and it was in like 11th grade, 10th grade, so
and as like
horribly cringy.
As like a professional now, you're like, maybe I should look at that.
And I was like, oh my god. So I scrolled all the way back. I gotta find it now. I archived like hundreds of posts, but I found a bunch of us, dude.
Oh,
like from high school. Like not great pictures.
Oh yeah.
Like they were just like us at the lunch table or something. Yep. Which is where Lunchtime Serenade started. So kind of like historical, TBH.
Especially for the pod.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was us and like Travis and John.
Oh
and,
my
like,
god, dude.
Fucking. Oh my god,
I interact with like John every now and then on Insta or on like Twitter and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he a dad?
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
Married, has a kid.
Time flies, bro.
Wild. Incredible. But it seems like he's killing it and like doing great and everything. Yeah. So I'm just like, oh, look at our boys. Him, dude. Dude, that's so funny. I like went back and archived a bunch of my old ones too, but like I did not post very much on Instagram. Holy shit, dude. We were so young. Ugh. God.
Look at this. Look at this. This horrible dude, just the fucking goatee.
Yeah, it's like just that. You got like a little bit coming down. The spike, dude. Oh, I miss spiky Nick.
Spike, yeah, just the one spike in the middle of my forehead.
Yep.
Just fucking me and John. Dude, like, we were like... Oh my god. Oh, this was on your birthday.
Hey.
This was for your birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Brian Parker.
Dude, I fucking forgot that we had...
What?
In like those like lifelong guidelines and shit. Oh my god, dude.
Me what a fucking Travis. Time. Like, what the fuck? I would do formal Friday. Yep. I literally wear a suit every Friday.
I still have a photo of you in like a suit in like our calc class, like in the corner. Yeah. And I'm like, Nick.
Oh my god.
Such a like, it's like weird to think about like how different everybody is.
Oh yeah.
From there.
Oh yeah.
Just so strange.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like somewhat keep up with John and whatever, but like all of those other guys I have not. I have completely lost contact with them. I don't know what they're up to.
Yeah, kind of same. I mean, like, I've seen, like, Travis a little bit on, like, Instagram, like, in college, but beyond that, like, yeah, everybody is just, like, kind of gone to the wind, you know? Everybody's out doing their thing.
It's kind of sad. Like, not like sad, like, I'm, you know, happy that everyone obviously moves on past being 16. But, like, you know, those are, like, your homies. And they're probably, you know, they might not be your best homies even at the time, but it's, like, that's the group of people you see, like, literally every fucking day.
Right.
And then to think that 8 years later, you'll have no idea what any of them are doing.
Right.
And it's just like...
And all you remember is, like, what their 16-year-old self was.
Yeah.
It's like, if you had, like, even met them on the street now, like, you wouldn't have, like, anything really to talk about. That's
right.
Like,
hey, how's it been?
Yeah, I went home.
Since 2015.
Yeah, dude.
2011.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 10 years. Fuck.
Yeah. Dude, we should go to a reunion.
I want to.
Do you really?
I do. I just, like, I'm so curious to, like, see just, like, because it's not like I've forgotten about high school, but I literally, it's so far removed from my memory that, like, I'll literally, like, randomly see someone on Facebook one day and be like, who the fuck is this? And then, like, I'll, you know, scroll through their old posts and I'll say, like, oh wait, they used to have this last name, and then I'll be like, oh fuck, and then all these memories come. Like, I'm so curious to just, like, see that again. I want to go. When's our first 10 years? I guess they did 10 years.
I would assume.
Yeah.
It's, like, always, like, just interesting though, because, like, I have no real desire to see anybody.
Right. Yeah.
Because
same.
like the people that I liked in high school, I, like, still have contact.
Right. Yeah. Of
in
course.
some way, shape, or form.
Of course.
So it's like, I know how they're doing. Everything's fine. Everybody else, I would just be like, I just want to see, like, what people ended up doing.
Same.
That's
dude.
what I'm curious about.
Dude, it's so funny, like, that trope of, like, the cheerleader marrying the head football guy. Like, that's such a fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're all, like, all those people that were, like, dating high school
Super
sweethearts.
incestuous.
They're all still, like, best friends, and they're all married.
Yeah. It's so
like,
weird.
To each other. It's wild.
And, like, there's a couple of them that I was, like, friends with and stuff, and then, like, we went to college together and everything. So every time they post up with, like, their friends, I'm just like, oh, I forgot that person, like,
Whoa,
existed.
you guys are still, like, in touch with that person?
And, like, just kind of seeing where everybody ends up. Like, they'll, like, add me on LinkedIn or something, and they're, like, working in, like, some, like, weird management company in, like, Texas. And I'm like,
You're like, all right.
who are you?
Yeah.
To, like, look them up real quick.
Yeah.
It's just funny, man.
Wild.
So
I guess 2023, we'll have to head back and go to our 10-year, dude.
Let's go.
We'll go to our 10-year, and then I think next, maybe 25 is the next one I'll go to. Just big stunt, you know? Like, that 30 years into our careers.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone will be established as fuck.
Wearing, like a mink coat.
Yeah.
Like, like, super, like, tiny sunglasses. They're, like, pink for some reason.
Yeah,
You're like,
absolutely. Like, you
Nick.
have someone roll out the red carpet for you.
You
roll it out yourself?
I'm the artist formerly known as Nick.
Formerly known as DJ Nick Ortega.
DJ Nick Ortega, dude.
That was my fucking Instagram handle. Oh,
man,
dude.
it's always, like, funny, like, remembering these things because, like, you kind of forget so many things, but as soon as you, like, pull back one memory, all of the rest of them come back, and you're like,
yeah. Oh my God, doing the fucking, like, songs for PNN, the yearbook, dude. That shit floods. I mean, it's just like, it's wild.
There's just so much. I, like, did, like, nothing in high school, really, so I was like, it's fine. And then as soon as, like, we all left, everybody was like, all right, now's the time to, like, start doing shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
exactly.
It feels nice, man.
Damn.
But fuck, what a time.
High school was a fucking trip, dude.
Put in the comments below your favorite and or most embarrassing high school photo, or memory.
Probably memory.
Probably memory. I don't
photos on anything.
That doesn't make sense.
Post a photo in the YouTube comments real quick. Make it out of like characters, like
out of ASCII.
Yeah, make it out of ASCII characters and paste it in the comments.
Please. I'll die.
Shit.
That's incredible. Holy shit.
God, wow, what a time. I did not get along with the administration in high school.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
I had, like, two teachers that I liked, and that was it, really. Everybody else was just kind of like, I just didn't really communicate or talk with them at all, so I was always just like, nah.
Yeah,
just kind of fade into the background a little bit. But
they had, when I graduated, I found out that they had people dedicated to monitoring students' social media accounts.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I always had, like, sort of an inkling because I would post shit about them on, like, Facebook and, like, Instagram, and then they would, like, give me weird looks the next day, And I found out that after you graduated, like straight up, like
That's wild.
they had people. I
That
said
feels
something about
so.
John Gawker one time, that dean.
That guy.
And I literally remember it. I literally remember it was the day before we walked at graduation, and I made a vine. I made a vine about it. And it was short, 6 seconds, and I remembered I put together a beat, right? A little like...
Of course you did.
And I said like a rhyme over it. I was like, I left moldy cheese and bread inside my locker. From now on, I'll no longer have to see John Gawker. And I flipped off the camera, and I saw him at graduation, and he was like, Mr. Ortega? Like, like he had seen it. I could tell in his eyes, like that was a man that had just seen that I flipped off the camera.
That I hate him.
He knows that I despise him, and that I left a sandwich in my locker,
That's
basically,
incredible.
that they'll have to find.
That's incredible. What if it's still there, like to this day? It's like fucking branched out, like it's growing a consciousness right now.
Yeah.
It's like slowly gonna take over.
Oh my god, all the missing students are actually because of my locker. It takes one every semester.
Like as it walks by, like the door flings open, it like tentacles grabs them and pulls them in and closes
Or like
the
it
door.
lures them. It's got like this like pretty light, and it's like test answers. You're like, oh my god.
Dude, that sounds like an incredible like Goosebumps story.
Yeah, it does.
Like
right?
a young adult like
Yeah,
horror
I can totally
story.
picture that.
That'd be incredible.
R.L. Stein.
R.L.
What a
Stein.
guy.
What a fucking guy. But dude, that's insane that they were like
Yeah,
monitoring.
they
students'
monitored
social
shit,
media.
yeah.
That's so like to me. I hate that so much because like while on one hand, yes, it is a public forum for sure. Absolutely, anybody can find it. I don't know why you would want to monitor it though.
Right. Like,
right.
It's creepy.
Like you're just gonna constantly be like, they can't say anything negative about us ever.
Right.
There can be no criticism of us, and it's like, what are you talking about?
I know.
That's so like feels very invadey.
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah.
It super is. It's very like big brothery, like.
Especially to like 16-year-olds.
I know, like what the fuck? It's weird, right?
That's
it's
so
really
weird.
like that they're monitoring for like. I mean, I suppose they were. It's all very whistleblowery, regardless. Right. I mean, they're monitoring for like people like throwing parties or doing whatever, whatever. But like we're fucking 16.
Yeah, and it's also like not on school property.
I know.
So who cares? Like why take disciplinary action on somebody if it's not something that's directly related to
literally
you?
like I feel like that should be something you're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't happen during the hours of 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. or on school grounds, it doesn't fucking pertain to you at all.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Like it's not your job to police my social life.
Yeah, that's what parents are for, and that's what the police are for.
Yeah,
I guess.
literal police.
So
right?
like
it's like,
I the whole concept of like children being these like weird kind of like prisoners to their school system is just so strange.
It's odd.
Which like is a gross hyperbole. I understand, but like it feels very weird because it's like we have to make sure that they're doing everything like by the book and everything like that, but then they also tell us that we're supposed to like fuck up and make mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's like what do you want?
It's a lot of mixed signals. Yeah,
it's very strange.
School is interesting. Like public school, I mean, just not public school, it's school in general, from like fucking middle school to high school is just so, it's weird. They don't teach you what they should teach you, first of all. But then the stuff they teach you, they're like, this is the most important shit ever.
Right.
And, but the whole point, then they also are like, well, we're trying to teach you real world applications and what, but like in the real world, like I'm never going to use this. Or if I did, I would be able to use a friend or Google.
Right.
Or,
My I was talking about this with Megan the other day, which is really funny, but I was like, you remember like when people were always like, oh, they're not going to let you get away with this in high school, or like they're not going to let you use calculators in college. I'm like, why the fuck would they not?
Yeah.
It's there to make our lives easier.
That's what it's for.
Yeah, that's its whole point. And then I got to college and they're just like, yeah, do whatever you want.
Open book, open note, calculator, whatever.
Yeah, they're like, of course you're going to have access to all of this shit in the future.
I know.
Like, why would I make you
Especially
not
like when you did comp sci for the first, was it year or two?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they're literally like, you can literally do anything except for copy someone else's code from the internet. You can look up how to do it on Google.
Exactly. Dude, the amount of like Stack Overflow that I just like found snippets and I was like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And just fully stole it, changed some variable names.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Yeah. Dude, the amount of people who do that like in a normal environment, because people are just like, how do I do this? And they're like, here you go. And then they're like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, that's the point of this forum, is for people to be like, here is code that works for what you want to do.
It's so silly.
It's just funny to me. Like, I get it from a perspective of like, okay, you need to be able to troubleshoot and figure stuff out on your own. But it's like, if you can do something that will make that 30% easier, why not?
Of
like,
course.
it just doesn't make sense.
Work smarter, not harder, man.
Yeah.
I'm firm believer in that.
That's why I like automated like 90% of my job.
Yeah.
Like literally everything that I do, I have like macros for.
Oh, of course.
So I just
Why
like hit
wouldn't
a
you?
button and just sit back and like watch.
I mean,
like
why would you
everything happen.
fucking
Yeah, because
carpal tunnel?
Yeah, especially for like copying metadata and stuff
my
like
God,
that. Because
yeah.
like I add so much like custom metadata to stuff to make
Yeah.
sure that we can find things better in
Yeah.
the future. So like having to go in there and like control like C, control V, and like just hit enter all the time, like
Yeah.
just doing this like is so annoying
Right.
that I'm like, fuck it, why would I not make a macro?
I know.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. I love that shit.
I love shit
And
that
it's
can
just
make your
weird,
life
like, don't do
easier,
it.
and I hate things that that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't get annoyed about a lot of shit. Well, I do get annoyed about a lot of shit. That's a lie. I get annoyed about a lot of shit. But one thing that I actively can't stand is like people saying that you have to do something. People that when I know I'm wasting my time, I can't stand any situation. Like if I'm in a situation where I know that I'm wasting my time, or that I know like I could be doing something different than the way I'm having to do it, I'm completely zoned out.
Yep, that happens to
can't do
me
it.
almost every day. Dude.
Yeah, it's fucked.
And like when I was like learning my job, like
Mm-hmm.
my role, my like the AE who was kind of like training me at the time, who was honestly probably the best teacher I have ever had in my
Let's
life.
go.
She was incredible.
Hell
She's
yeah.
so smart and talented, and like the way that she would like describe things to me and
Mm-hmm.
like give me the information for it was just like so good. And like in my time there, like I went from like PA under her
Right.
to being a night assist under her, and then she became an editor, and then I took like her role,
Damn,
and it was
that's
like
tight.
it was like really cool to like kind of see that, and
Yeah.
she's crushing it. Love her to death. But like the one thing that she always told me is that like how you make the pizza does not matter so long as you give somebody a pizza. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can do whatever the fuck you want over here so
Right.
long as it works and makes sense for
Right.
you, as long as you arrive at the thing that somebody wants.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's a great way of looking at
That
it.
is
And I
nice.
like
I like that.
Yeah, so I've like just kind of like taken that for me, because like every time I teach people workflows, they're like, oh, well, like, do I have to do it this way? Is this like the preferred way? I'm like, the preferred way is the way that works. No one cares.
No one
dude.
gives a fuck. No
Yeah.
one. It's a
If you come
black
in
box.
Here, yeah, if you come in here and change this because it works for you, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Dude. Hell yeah, do that.
Spit out the exact same. Just this is what I need.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how you get there.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. That's
Yeah.
like the best way of like performing, executing, and finishing a task.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whatever way works and is efficient for you.
Yeah.
And that gets the end result completed in a timely manner.
Yeah.
That's it. Who cares? Who cares
I
what
know.
the steps are?
I know. Yeah. I had that. That was one of my biggest pet peeves in math too.
Oh yeah.
When they try to teach you all these new fucking. Oh, you gotta do it this way. Why,
Yeah.
bitch? Why?
And then like in the next unit, they're going to be like, so we taught you that way. We're not doing that
Yeah.
anymore. We're
Now
doing
we're
it this
doing a
way.
different way.
It's like, why don't we just start
But we're
with
doing
that?
the same. But we're getting the same answer. It's a different way though.
Yeah. I always find it like interesting too, because like the way that they present that is it's like, here's the way that they used to do it. Here's the new way that we do it. But they don't tell you why like any
Right.
of that happens.
Right.
Like I would love for there to be like a little bit of like history
Yeah.
thrown into
Oh,
math
yeah.
courses. Cause
Yeah.
it'd be like, oh, like we figured out this way. And then we learned of this other thing in this type of math that made this make more sense. And that's why we
Right.
changed it to this.
Right.
Like I would love that instead of it just being like,
Sorry.
bless you.
Sorry.
It's like the cutest sneezes. Dude. The fucking
shit.
cutest sneezes in the
Like
land,
a
dude.
goddamn little rat. That's what I sound like.
It's like a small elf.
Yeah.
You know, like what Navi would sound like.
Yeah.
from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Like, that's how she sneezes.
Damn, I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude.
That's hype.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's fucking hype. Yeah, I sneeze like the fairy from Legend of Zelda, baby. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Oh, listen. Dude, I saw this really horrible TikTok. It was so
Oh,
cringy.
God.
It was so bad.
See, I never know when people say like I saw a horrible TikTok. I'm like, okay, is it depicting like actual like acts of violence or something, or is it just like cringy?
Yeah, I mean, you never know with TikTok.
It's
It
true.
could literally be anything. It could be anything. It was this girl who was like, it was just so tone deaf. It was just so like, she was like, I've had like a really like difficult life, whatever, and she's like clearly not like she's got it's shot very well, like it's clearly shot in like a DSLR, like it's got it's color graded and everything, like she put time into this. You could, I mean, she's very privileged, and she's like, I've had a really hard life, whatever, like I just recently like she's like, I recently lost my best friend, and I was like, oh fuck. She's like, but she didn't die. Her friend didn't die. She just like didn't like her music. This girl's like trying to be like a musician or something.
No.
And she's whatever. I'm pretty sure it's all fake too. She like has had a screenshot of sending her music to her friend, and her friend's like, you have like a horrible voice, like you should never sing. Like, yeah, fucking right, like you're
Dude,
right.
no,
Yeah.
I was like, no friend would ever say
No one
that
would
to you.
say
Even if
that.
they didn't like your music, they would never say
I
that
know.
to you.
It's just not worth it. So she's like, so I don't have any friends, whatever. And she's like, my music videos, like my music like is literally like Grammy worthy, but no one sees it, like no one listens, whatever. And it was like I understand what she was doing. I know that this was like a ploy to like get people to listen and to like pull it there. Like I know that like clearly like she knows what she's doing, but it's like it was so I have it. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
That's like the equivalent of like the person being like, oh, you know, like if I can do it, you can too. And it's like, my parents gave me a house, like paid for my tuition and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, bro.
Yeah, like, all right, sounds good.
My life fucking sucks.
Oh
I'm
my
an artist from the middle of nowhere.
God,
I've never
dude.
gotten lucky or had any overnight success because I refuse to sell my soul. My life is
That's
pretty
not true.
boring, but I know my music is special, and my videos are gonna win a Grammy. The only thing I don't have is a friend.
Do
Because my
videos
best
win
friend,
Grammys?
who I thought was my biggest fan, turned out to be my biggest hater. I don't need her though, because hopefully I have you. Let's prove her wrong by blowing this shit up, sharing with everyone, and getting our song to 10,000 pre-saves.
This is a lot of effort to like
in 5
do
days.
this.
When our song goes platinum, I'll look back at the pre-saves and remember you, a real friend that changed my life. But for now,
And then, but for now, my life fucking sucks. And it like loops. It's like, I get what you're doing. But why is that? Like, why all of a sudden is this the most effective way to market yourself? Like,
It's like fake
pity,
rage and pity. Yeah.
like pity listens. Like, you don't want that shit. I mean, I
right.
guess if that's gonna drive up your initial engagement, but like, it's so interesting. The trend that I've seen more frequently on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff is like, everything has to like top the last in terms of shock value or in terms of like look at me, pick me value, or like, you know, like you can't just have like a normal like, hey guys, listen to my music. It has to be, oh my god, like I'm so terrified to put this out. I don't know what people are gonna think. Like I poured my blood, sweat, and tears into this. Like this is a really vulnerable thing for me. Like it has to be like this big fucking thing you're overcoming and that's what sells. I mean, that's what people eat up.
It's so weird.
And so like now every single post, every single like music post, I mean on Instagram, on TikTok, on whatever, is literally like, I was so scared to show the world this. Like this is my deepest dark, like this comes from this, and it's just, it can't just be like, check out my fun new song. Like it's literally like you have to have some kind of like pain that you overcame or some kind of like,
which is funny too, because it sounds like, because most of the people that are using TikTok are like 20 somethings. Mm-hmm. It's like you have not like lived really long enough to like have like experienced a lot.
Right. I know.
For the most part, especially like a lot of these people who are like, most of these people, like most of these like singers and stuff like that, are coming from very privileged backgrounds.
For
and stuff
sure.
like that too. So it's like, okay, sure, like you obviously have had hardships and stuff like that. Right. Everybody has. Everyone has. Sure. There's no, I'm not going to discredit that, but it's like you can't look at it being like my life is terrible. Like the thing that she says, like I've never gotten lucky, is like I guarantee you, 1,000,000% you have. So much.
Neither
luck.
has anyone else. Like
I was like, by that same margin, like sure, like there's luck in like everything that you do.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's frustrating to me when people are like, I've never gotten lucky. It's like, you're not the one that gets to measure that.
Right.
Way.
I know.
Like it's really like not that.
There's a degree of luck in literally any step of the process.
Yeah.
Like it's like
any artistic endeavor requires a good amount of luck in order to make like success happen.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, that's kind of annoying, and like, yeah, the whole topping itself thing is really dumb. Like I don't, why do you have to like make these people have like this weird emotional connection to like you specifically, and then like force them to listen to music from that? Like why can you not be like, hey, this is what this song means, this is what it means to me, I hope you can like
get something out of it,
or
whatever. But it's just literally like spoon feeding you, these are the emotions that I want you to feel when you listen to my music. And also like, sure, yeah, I granted a lot of great art comes from like pain and overcoming things, but not every single goddamn song. You can't be like, God, this is the hardest song I've ever had to make, and then 2 months later, wow, this song is like the hardest song I've ever had to make,
and it's like some like deep house like beach tune, and you're like, what are you talking about?
That's my favorite thing, when fucking EDM dubstep artists are like, I poured my heart and soul into this. I'm like, the fuck, no, you didn't, bro.
You just copied and pasted this from like one of your like 30 songs in the backlog.
Like dubstep is a lot of things. It's cool, but it's not Don't try to act like you overcame some fucking obstacle to make this goddamn screechy song.
My fucking laptop overheated, so I had to go buy a new one, dude. Like, this was a lot of pain that I had to like overcome, like a lot of obstacles in my way.
Instances of serum and massive and like too many VSTs, and it overheated my laptop.
He just opened it too many times. Like, he just didn't know that the process had 40 running things. He just never noticed it.
I just never checked my RAM and my processes.
I never shut down my computer. It's just always on sleep, dude. I just close the lid and go to bed.
Oh my god, dude.
It started a house fire once, man. It was really weird. I had to buy a whole new power adapter. Do you know how hard that was for me?
Oh my god.
To order it on Amazon and have it here the next day,
Your
dude.
fucking house burning down because you're working so hard on your electronic music is just like so fucking so absurd.
And I also think, like, for me personally, just because, like, I've seen so many people in like my industry have to like work multiple jobs in order to do something.
Yeah.
It's like if you're like fortunate enough to be able to just work on your music all day every day, then you are already lucky to be able to do that, because there's so many people who are like grinding as like a barista, a waiter, like doing these like, you know, kind of menial jobs in order to get themselves by to make the thing that they want to make.
Right.
So it's like, if you don't have to do that, shut up.
I know. Come
like,
on. Yeah.
And I don't want to like downplay like people's like hardships and the way that they interpret things, because something that's super easy to somebody else is something that's incredibly hard to somebody. So like, sure, I get that to a degree, but like you get to a point and it's like, okay, you're just kind of making excuses and kind of lying to people to make people listen to your music.
100%. It's so like, it's just, the whole thing is very disingenuous, and it's like, why do you want this to be your legacy? Why do you want to be the woe is me, like crybaby, blah 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 artist? Like, why don't you want to, you know, if you're really like grinding as hard as you're saying you're grinding, like that shit will, cream will rise to the top, you know, that'll be what people know you for. Wouldn't you rather have that than like, well, this person like cried her way onto the Billboard charts, like, you know?
I think a lot of it too, like, unfortunately, is because of like this rise of social media, because like you can get overnight success
for sure,
and people think that like if they don't go viral on like TikTok or Twitter or YouTube or something like that, then they are a failure,
right?
And it's just not true. And it's really annoying to me that that's like the metric of success. It's like you have to be like all of these like huge singers and stuff on TikTok and everything like that. It's like, one, you can have overnight success, but those people probably put in 3 or 4 years of work behind those things that made them go viral. Like, it's not just like a thing that they were like, oh, this is it.
And the thing that the people that does happen to, the overnight success, that haven't put in the work and don't have that like work ethic or that catalog of like, you know, things to ride off that high. So like, say like, you know, some musician who's been for 10 years grinding away, whatever, and then all of a sudden have some viral hit, then it's like, oh my god, that's a career ahead of them, because then they have all this work that they've shown, they know that they can, you know, keep grinding, whatever, like they have that work ethic already. But then someone like Damn Daniel, who literally blows up overnight for like, you know, a silly video and then tries to convert it into something marketable, I haven't fucking thought of Damn Daniel since just now, actually.
I've only thought of it because it's a bit in the other two.
Yes.
That's it.
Damn Daniel, no, shut the fuck up.
That guy.
The shoe guy.
He still dabs.
Yeah.
It's so funny,
that
man.
guy's so good, dude.
But yeah, that's like the interesting thing about kind of like modern kind of social media, like marketing and talent and stuff like that. And it's like, I've noticed it a lot more around both like the photography world and the music world. Like, because I'm in like a lot of like the like photography circles and like just like following a lot of those people, and a lot of the times like they'll post something that I'm like, I have seen that shot or something similar to it. It's like a derivative work kind of that I've seen 40 other people post, and they're just like, you know, like, I'm doing something different with this. Like, I'm devoting my life to like my art. And it's just like, okay, calm down. Because there are some people who have like gone through shit. I mean, like hard shit. And like really made incredible art because of it. That you're kind of just ripping off and being like, I've gone through that too. And it's like, you haven't. You have not. You have not done that, and you're just stealing people's shit because that's what works.
Of course.
It's gross, man. It's really gross. But at the same time, it's like, you know, people do have to start somewhere. And like the best place to start is trying to like copy things, because like that's how you're gonna learn.
A great way to like get. I think that I there's what was that? What's that saying? It's like good artists.
It's like good artists steal.
Yeah, great. So like, fucking
I think it's a
good
Picasso
artists,
quote,
whatever,
too.
and great artists steal. It's like
Yeah.
something like that. But it's literally like good artists take, great artists steal, something like that. But literally,
Yeah.
like that's like, I mean, yeah, there's clearly a method of like this works better than other things.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from something like that. The old yoink and twist, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like this idea. I'm gonna turn it into something of my own.
Yeah,
that's great.
Someone's always going to find a grain of your inspirations in what you make.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Right.
Like you're always going to find some similarity because you're going to be like, yeah, I really
Right.
like this artist and the way that they do things,
Yeah.
and that inspired me to make this.
Right.
Cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's weird when like people are just like, okay, that's the formula that I gotta do. Let me do that, and then when it doesn't work immediately, they like freak out about
Yeah.
it, and then we get TikToks like that.
Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Does she have any like music?
I guess. I mean, let's see. Oh, I'm gonna look up her name.
Yeah, because it's like, okay,
Fucking sucks.
my life fucking sucks. If you lead a video with "My life fucking sucks, bro," and you have like blue and black hair and like very nice skin and like putting in all this effort into the way that you look, your life doesn't fucking suck. You just have a really weird outlook on your own life.
100%. All right, let's look her up on Spotify. Lale.
And here's the thing, like if she gave us examples, if she was like, these are the hardships I overcame, I'd be like, tight, sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just saying like, I've never gotten lucky.
I've never gotten
it's like,
lucky. Like,
you're kind
bitch,
of
she is on all these Spotify playlists. You have gotten lucky. That is hard to do. She's on like Spotify editorial playlists.
the fuck, dude.
She has, 140,000 monthly listeners.
So she has a very good grain
She
of
has
success.
a platform. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, why do you... She already had this platform. This didn't just happen.
Dude, it's incredibly hard to get like a couple thousand monthly listeners, let alone hitting 100,000.
Right.
What
Right.
the fuck, dude?
I mean, like, she has a platform. Like, she has had a platform. Oh my god, all of her song names, My Life is Boring, I'm All Alone, R.I.P. to Me. What?
Bro,
This is just like her whole...
Bro, go to a therapist.
Yeah. I'm
Please.
crazy.
Please. I guarantee you your life will be so much better, or at least your outlook on it will be so much better.
So this is just like her whole aesthetic is like, poor me.
Which
type
is
of
like,
thing.
it's very like aging emo
Yeah,
kind of thing.
totally.
Like you're just kind of throwing it back to like 2003,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
like, okay, like, this is who I am. And it's
Right.
like, okay, but like,
Yeah.
you can tone it down. a little
Right.
bit. Things get better.
Things get better. Yeah, basing your whole aesthetic off of like a very intense emotion is an interesting thing to do.
Because at some point you're gonna become it. Like
Right.
you're gonna get enveloped by
Right,
it. And
I know.
Like, your life that is incredible
Right.
can look like shit to you.
Yeah.
And then bad things happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I hate seeing that shit.
Yeah, it's
so
tough,
much.
I mean, like, because clearly what she's doing is working, but like it's tough to like that's a hard niche to break out of.
Yeah.
Especially when it's something like like maybe she's not actually sad, but she's like got to play it. Like that's a hard thing to have
Right.
to do, like just mentally
To
for
keep
yourself.
that aesthetic up and like put yourself
wow, I have
in
to
that
be
place.
so sad all the time and write sad
Yeah.
songs and whatever,
Right.
and like that's tough. Like,
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to do. Kind
Especially
of
like if you're feeling happy and you're like, I gotta write a happy song because like it makes sense, and then like you change
Right.
like your whole demographic is people like, oh, this isn't what we subscribed for,
Right.
And then what? Like you've just like ruined your whole
Yeah,
base at that point. It's strange.
Yeah, it's
Music
tough.
is delicate, man.
It is.
It's a really delicate world.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
Yeah, that's a tough. I mean, that's hard. That's a hard thing to base your entire branding off of, like
Yeah.
that. That's it's a bold decision. I guess we'll see what ends up happening, but I mean, she's not a nobody.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's not a nobody
For sure. Go listen, blow it up.
Go listen
if
to
necessary.
Lael, Lael.
Yeah.
Lael.
Yeah.
Lael.
If it works for you and you fuck with it, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bump it. If
Go
it
bump that
doesn't,
shit.
don't like shit on her for any reason.
Right.
Just move along.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens, when people are just like, "Oh, this sucks. Like, let's go shit on it, dude." And it's
Yeah.
like we're sitting here criticizing it because of like
The tactics or whatever. I mean,
it's
it could
weird.
be. Obviously, she knows what she's doing, so
Yeah.
she's smart. She's smart about it. But it's just a very interesting. It's not something I would do.
yeah, and it's
Very
kind of
interesting.
it feels a little gross.
Yeah.
But like I guess marketing in a way is always a little gross.
Marketing is
you
very
know?
exploitative.
Yeah, and I guess
You
with, and without like listening to the music and really knowing her backstory based off of this one
Right.
small video, like we can't really say whether she is lying or not.
Right.
But based off of the one video that we have to go off of,
Right. Yeah.
It feels weird.
It does.
So, yeah.
But maybe that's her plan, you know? Maybe she's like, I want people to shit on this. And because when people shit on it, it gets, you know...
Yeah, it does.
They're sharing it way more.
Yeah, it does blow up.
Whenever we post a controversial tweet calling out someone in the industry, that shit does numbers.
Yeah,
way better than any other tweet,
It's so funny.
It's just like whenever it's like, oh, fuck this person. Oh, I can't believe this person's doing this. That shit, you know, controversy sells, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And, you got to call people out on their bullshit sometimes. Because, like, sometimes you do really need to, like, own up to what it is that you're saying and doing and who you are. Because, like, if you're going to... back down because of it, then like, okay, then you're not really who you say you are. Right. And that's not cool.
I know.
And in a very like inauthentic artistic space, it really pays to be like an authentic voice.
As authentic as you can, at least.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously you got to market yourself, obviously you got to whatever, and like
sure.
there's little gimmicks that come with that. But
there's always embellishment in there.
Yeah, of course, 100%. But it's not like every song doesn't have to be your fucking magnum opus. You know, you can't.
Absolutely.
That's unrealistic.
Right. Go listen to like any punk band.
Yeah.
They have like 3 incredibly great songs and everything else is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is.
That's how it goes.
Right. You just make what you want to make, and if people fuck with it, they fuck with it, and that's what matters. Like don't try to like build it off of pity. I don't know. These are our personal takes, obviously. So do not
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Do not write this off as this is how everybody in the entertainment industry feels about these kinds of things, especially like marketing, because we don't fucking know how marketing works.
Right.
But anyways.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I was gonna piggyback off of that with something. What is that noise? Is that my laptop fan?
Yeah.
This shit's working in overtime to record one thing of audio.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
It's literally one USB port.
I know.
And it's just dying. How old is that thing? You've had that for a while, though.
2019.
Okay, that's
so 2 years. Almost 3 years, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's pretty much the lifespan of laptops now, especially like small laptops like that. Like they don't hold out very long.
I have had really good luck with my MacBook.
MacBooks are well made.
Yeah, like it's the first Apple computer that I have ever owned, and I haven't had really any issues with it.
How's the battery?
Still pretty good.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
like
fire.
off of. But I'm also like very anal about like unplugging it, plugging it back in.
Sure.
So like I'll unplug it once it's full, and then I'll plug it back in once it hits about 10%.
Yeah.
And let it go back up and unplug it.
That's good battery practice regardless.
So like I think mine has probably fared a little bit better than the average user.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
But that's because of just who I am as a person, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I can probably get maybe 2.5 to 3 hours off of battery by itself. Like
that's great for like how old
3
is
or
it?
4 years.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's a 2017 model, but I bought it in 2018. So like the very end of 2018. So like three years.
3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
great.
Still pretty good. I think I could probably get another maybe 2 to 3 years out of it.
For sure.
Because I don't really use it for like very much heavy lifting.
Yeah.
I've edited some photos on it here and there. And like most of the time it's just like for looking stuff up, writing, like doing emails, like work stuff.
Right.
And then I use my desktop for like the actual like heavy living.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously. But
yeah,
man. It's really interesting. I don't know. I don't like the whole planned obsolescence thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, the laptops, the Apple laptops aren't as bad as the fucking phones are.
Yeah, dude.
The phones, like literally, you can tell about that year mark after you have it, everything goes to shit. It starts running really slow. The battery starts dying. I mean, it's like fucked.
I've had pretty good luck with this so far. I've had this one for like 2.5 years.
Oh,
I think.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, because I got it. Well, I got that at the end of 2019.
So 2 years almost.
Yes. No, the end of 2018.
Oh, so 3 years almost.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this
I
is
remember.
an 11.
I remember. Yeah, the switch from Android to Apple for you.
Yeah.
That was like 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it still works pretty well. The battery has obviously seen its better days, but like it still runs fairly well. Like I haven't really had any issues with it. I have noticed that like a lot of the apps have started performing a little erratically, and I'm like, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's mostly because they got fucked over by that like antitrust lawsuit where they were like, hey man, you can't do that, and they were like, fine.
Yeah.
So it like works a little better, but. We finally got that right to repair bill that went through.
Oh really?
So we're gonna start seeing. I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more like open source like fixing stuff.
Good.
Because how the fuck did those like iPhone repair stores stay open?
No idea.
Especially in a place like LA.
Dude, right?
How? Who goes there?
I don't know.
Do they have like a contract with somebody? Like does Apple get it and they're like, we're gonna send it to one of these guys?
I don't know. Like they.
Or is it a front?
It's either of those two things. I mean. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never been to
So
one.
weird. Every time I drive past them, I'm like, how?
You break, I fix.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. And
break,
it's
I
like
fix.
the logo is like, it's like the banner and it says that, and there's like the shitty like broken like texture in the background.
You break, I fix.
Like when you used to put that as like your lock screen on your phone and like it would scare people.
And be like,
in like
oh,
middle
my
school.
phone's cracked. And like, whoa. I remember all those old iPhone tricks, dude. Like
With like
having
the lighter.
Yeah, or the beer or whatever. Like you'd fill it up and then you tilt it and it would like disappear, and that was like the coolest fucking thing.
Isn't it wild like how simple and everything was back like in middle school, and now it's like we can literally like buy and sell fucking like cars and houses with like our phones.
Yes.
And that's what it was back then. That's it.
I know, but it was just a movie. I remember downloading this thing on my first I think it was an iPod Touch. And I had like the first gen iPod Touch. Like I was so hype about it, saved up for it. And there was this thing where it's like it fills it, you like shake it to fill it up with popcorn, and then you like reach in, and then like your hand, like it shows your hand in there, and then you pull it out and like you have like a thing of popcorn or whatever. But it was in reality it was just like a literal fucking MP4 that you downloaded, and you just had to get the timing right. And you practice, and the MP4 has like the popcorn filling up and then someone's hand reaching in, and you literally just practice doing the timing. That's all it was an app with an MP4.
That's so funny. And now we literally have AR where we can like put a Pokemon dancing on the floor on our phone right now.
And he stays there.
That's so funny, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
God. Things have like progressed so quickly in like 15 years.
Every time a new iPhone comes out, they put a compilation of like the past iPhone announces on make it the Verge channel or something like that.
Probably like either them or Polygon.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Yeah.
And it's always so interesting to like watch it and like see like this was the big feature of that year. This is that. Oh, now we have this, and now and it's like, dude, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I watched one recently because like the PlayStation event happened a couple days ago, and I went back and I was like, I love old like video gaming vibes. Yeah. So I like one of my favorite things is like the original CD Projekt Red booth for at E3 like 2004 when they were announcing the first Witcher game, and it's literally like a shitty CRT TV on like a fold up table in a corner with like a terrible like desk chair next to it, and it just is like CD Projekt Red on like a little like banner, and now they're literally like $1 billion company and
massive
stuff.
Oh, that's so sick.
And so like I was like I kind of want to see like what old like video game announcements were like. So I went back and watched like a whole bunch of like old videos of like E3s when they like announced the original Jak and Daxter, or like when they were like when they first showed like Gears of War coming out, and like when Halo 3 was there. And I went back and even further and like looked at like when Unreal Tournament was coming out, and I was like, this is so like
so cool.
It's so like wild to think that that's like still this decade. Yeah. Not this decade, but this century.
No,
you know? Like
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And like I was like, I just think it's interesting.
It's cool, man. It's really fucking cool.
And everything's like, oh, like we've added 400 polygons into our characters, and you're like,
wow.
I was like, that's like in like a texture.
Yeah.
You get that in like a pauldron.
Right.
On like a character.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Dude, it's so fucking cool. And it's so interesting to see just like how quickly we forget about like that last big thing, and it's like, okay, what's the fucking next? What's the fucking next? And we're not like, it's like this. It's crazy.
Yeah. And like
we want the next best thing now.
Yeah, and like we were saying in between like the in between the setups, we were talking like a little bit about like God of War, as it like just got announced and everything, and like people were complaining that like the animations didn't change, and it's like, why would they change that? That doesn't make sense.
The
like
walking animation.
Yeah, now like we've got to this point where it's like, it used to be like, oh, we have added an inventory system, and people were like, holy shit, and now it's like like new things change so much that it's like even if these small little details don't improve in somebody's eyes, it's like a failure.
I know.
It's crazy.
What are they going to change on the walking animation, my guy? Yeah. Everyone walks.
Right. They're just going to add like a couple more frames.
I know.
You're just going to break your computer. Who cares? Yeah, it's just wild. Like I love like seeing the critiques of things now too, because it's always
silly
like
they are.
So much like the things that they nitpick about are just kind of like unnecessary things. But I guess that's kind of like that's kind of the nice thing about being like a creator versus a critic is that like the critic is always going to find something
100%.
To be mad about.
That seems
and the artist like knows that there are things that are not like right with it, but they're
Right.
like, we did the thing that we wanted to make.
Right.
And we made it. And we finished it and we delivered it.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
And that's like that's always the thing that I try to like remember, especially going into fucking film and TV, is that like you're not gonna work on something that's going to win Emmys and Oscars all the time.
Of course not.
You're never gonna do that. You're gonna
Right.
take some shitty gigs.
Right.
And like if someone shits on it and they didn't like it, who cares? Like you
Right.
put a lot of your own time
I
and
know.
effort into it,
Yeah.
and that's what matters. And it's like that distinction is hard to make sometimes.
It's very hard to separate that. A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's truly something. It's very an introspective process that you
Yeah.
have to be like, all right, why am I hating this? What's the deal? Like, why?
Right.
Like, am I able to separate the process from the final product?
Yeah.
You know, like it's a whole thing.
Yeah. How do you guys do that, like you and Emma, like with your music? Because I would assume that.
Moore Park.
Good old Moore Park
Good
Avenue.
old Morpy.
But like, you know, I would assume that you guys have like, you know, tens to hundreds of songs that
Yeah.
like you are just like noodling on and
Yeah.
moved away.
Yeah.
Like
All
how
the
do
time.
how do you deal with like when you guys hit a point where you're like, like I just don't really like where it's going, or like when you release something and someone like says something about it that's like, you know, like a critique that
Right.
you weren't expecting. Like how
Right.
do you deal with that?
As far as like finishing things, that's like that when you hit that wall, that's always so fucking hard. Like it's truly like if I hit a wall and that happens like on a decent amount of songs, I'll literally like I can't even look at the song for like a couple like weeks to a month usually, like because I'm like I can't like
You need, like
I
a full
need to
separation.
I need to
think
get
about
out
it.
of this pattern of thinking,
Yeah.
whatever. And then usually when I revisit it, I have like a fresh mind or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, like let me do this. Or, oh, it actually doesn't sound as bad as I thought. Like half the time, most of the time, it's just that I've been listening to the same fucking
Right.
loop for, 8
Yeah.
hours. And it's like, this sounds like shit. I don't like it. And then, you come back with fresh ears, like having not heard it. And then it sounds good. But so that's a little easier usually. But the critique thing, I don't think I'll ever get used to critique.
Yeah.
Ever.
I feel that.
Ever. It's so like, I mean, regardless of the connection that I have with the music, sometimes it's deeply personal. Sometimes it's like, I just want to, fill a space on a track list for an EP or something, and
Yeah.
regardless, sometimes, every time if someone says something about it, which most of the time they don't, our audience is big enough to have like haters. People don't care that much, which is nice.
Set. Hell yeah.
But like on the off chance that we get like a what the fuck is this or whatever, it always like I'm never gonna be able to separate myself completely from it.
Yeah, I feel like you can't though.
Yeah.
It's something that like, you love, and for someone to be like, oh, I don't love this.
Yeah.
like it's not something that like somebody can just deal with.
Right.
Like it's hard.
Right. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude.
Sometimes you just gotta vocalize.
Sometimes you just gotta. You ever feel like.
I want that as like a text ringtone. Anytime I get a text. Oh shit! Sorry guys.
Sorry, Nick is texting me.
Yeah, just one sec. Oh, fuck, another one. It just goes off over and over again. It's the fucking John Mulaney sketch about What's New Pussycat, but it's just that
What's
song.
new, pussycat?
Dude, him and Olivia Munn are having a kid.
I saw that.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
I saw that shit right after he got out of rehab, and now
Yeah.
he's back in rehab or something.
I don't know.
I don't know
about
the deal.
I all I saw was I knew that he had gotten out, and then I saw the headline that was
Yeah.
like, is having like a child with
Yeah.
Olivia Munn. And I was like, okay.
Crazy. I
Wow.
know.
Wasn't he married for like a decade too?
Oh, he wasn't married to Olivia Munn?
No, because like when he went
What?
to rehab, he like got divorced.
Okay.
Went to rehab.
Oh, fuck. All right.
And then like was immediately
that
dating
whole arc.
Olivia Munn like a couple months after the divorce.
Completely missed that part.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Wild. And that could be wrong. That's just what I'm pretty sure that's the way I read it.
Damn.
But yeah,
What the hell?
it's fucking crazy.
All right.
Yeah. Wild shit, man.
Interesting. Little Mulaney running around. Munlaney. Joe Olivia Munlaney.
Jolivia Munlaney. Good shit.
John Olivia Munlaney. So
Every child has to be named like an amalgamation of like
yeah,
the
a little
parents.
portmanteau.
Yeah.
I would be named Joy or Tittenbrink. or
Tittenbrink.
Tittenbrink.
That's so funny, dude.
What would you be? Mother's maiden name.
Oh shit. It would It would be like, so okay. So how is the combination here? It's like the first name of both parents is your first name, and then the last names together are your last name.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what order, like mom's first or dad's first. It's just whatever sounds good. Like Joy,
Be like
Jennifer and Roy, or Ren.
It would be like Panice, like Mitarker.
Panice Mitarker.
Or Parichel for last name, or
Paris Mitarker is sick.
Derrick.
Derrick?
Yeah.
Derek? No, it's Derrick.
No, it's Derrick.
No, my name is Derrick. Dude, Paris Mitarker sounds like a badass Viking.
That sounds kind of cool.
Like he sounds like a Viking.
Or like some weird like sultan.
Yeah.
Like he's just got like some weird like palace in the desert somewhere.
100%.
That'd be fucking tight.
So much better than Joy or Tittenbrink.
Joy or Tittenbrink. Dude, that's so funny. Holy shit.
Or I guess it could be Ren Wittega.
Yeah, I like the first one.
Joy or Tittenbrink.
It's still not great, but like it's better than the latter.
It's better than Ren Wittega. It just sounds like a Star Wars name. Ren Wittega, dude, 100%. Kylo Ren Wittega.
For sure stealing that for any sci-fi thing
Holy
in the
shit.
future.
Ren Wittega.
Ren Wittega.
Joy or Tittenbrink.
Joy or
That's fire, dude. What an interesting...
If you ever need to come up with a pseudonym for like some other project, like just use that.
Joy or Tittenbrink?
Joy or Tittenbrink.
Such a long name. Oh my god.
Everybody get your hands ready for Joy or Tittenbrink. And you like come out on stage and they're like, oh, that guy?
Just one dude? All right.
Just one guy.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
It's a one-man band where you're
My
like...
disappointment when I found out Owl City was one guy, that tore me apart.
You mean it's not a city of owls?
You're telling me that's just one fucking dude with a synthesizer?
It's a whole bunch of owls in a trench coat that like it makes up one man. They have an iPad with like a dude's face in front of it.
Is that a bunch of owls? No.
When he like he's like doing like a mix, there's something behind him. They just rotate, so like the ones on the bottom are still there
because their heads just all swivel. Holy shit!
Oh
They're
my
like, this
God.
is normal. Humans do this, right? This is fine.
All the owls are like, you good? Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, down at the bottom, 2 degrees left. Yep, all right, cool. Hey, this is right. Like we look fine.
Oh yeah, we look totally fine. It's just someone on stage like.
Everyone in the audience is like, do we call
the cops? Like,
is he all right? Is he okay? And like the manager's backstage, like, why the fuck did I go to this?
Why did I sign 30 owls to my label?
Why did I give a contract to a bunch of owls? Why would I do
If
this?
someone fucking signed it, they can't hold the pen. It's so annoying. It's all
like-
in my own pocket right
He
now.
pulls it up on like his Google Drive and zooms in, and it's just like some scribbles because like they were just like
They tore the fucking paper up with their talons.
the contract is just ripped apart.
Oh my god.
It's like the episode of It's Always Sunny where they think that like just by destroying the document, like it's gone. So he just like eats it all the time.
Yeah.
The owls just destroyed it, and they're just like, okay, I guess. Does that
50%
count?
of our publishing. Fuck you. Oh my god.
Oh,
Well, y'all, it's been a time. A time was had by us. A time was had by you, hopefully. The burrito was all right, you know.
it's pretty. Yeah.
Overall, I don't think we gave it a rating. I'd give it like a 6.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It didn't leave my tummy feeling weird, so...
Yeah. I mean, I thought the
That's a
sauce
win.
was good.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
sauce
the
fricked.
combination, like the fact that I got a burrito that had more veggies in it than normal was pretty nice.
Yeah, not bad.
So yeah, I mean, I was gonna sit at like a 6.5.
Yeah,
somewhere
okay,
around there.
solid.
Like, you know, it was good, but not great. I still can't believe a fucking burrito place doesn't have al pastor.
Dude, I know.
What?
Well, this is not like it's not a burrito place, I guess. Jinkies. you know.
Fair enough.
So-
but still, come on.
Yeah, don't even call... Why a burrito place? Like, I don't know. It's not a burrito... They don't specialize in burritos, so why would your first thought to be to make a burrito ghost kitchen? I don't know.
Because it's LA and everybody in LA loves burritos.
That's
because
fat,
they're like,
dude.
we love our Mexican food.
Yeah.
And then you find out that burritos are not, in fact, Mexican. And
Yeah.
people are like, no.
No, they're not.
There's
But Taco
no
Bell.
But Taco Bell.
Come on.
Taco Bell is not a good metric for what Mexican food is supposed to be. Absolutely not.
But nacho fries. Come on.
Ew, dude. The fucking the like chalupas that are like wrapped in another like
Yeah,
quesadilla.
yeah.
That's definitely something that
It's so good,
you know,
dude.
the Aztecs back in the day were making for
100%,
sure.
100%. They were innovating like that. Little nacho fry Aztec warrior. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to episode 57 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast.
We had a great time, and we hope you did too. And we'll see you guys next time.
Middle of the day, middle of the week. Peace.